It's been one hectic, last 3 days, everybody. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to No Limits Lucas, No Limits Daily Show, February 20th, 2025. A very rare Thursday, The Daily Show. I might do this more often. I might do this 5 days a week. If I daily shows on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I highly doubt it'll be going into effect next week because I got Tuesday booked up for busyness and maybe Wednesday in general, but you get the point. Maybe sooner or later I'll be doing a special all 5 days. Also the podcast on Sunday, so maybe you can see 6 days of me. Maybe. Knock on wood. Good knock there, Lucas. Gotta be honest. Well, we're back today. I've been on here since Monday. I've been on since Monday. I'm kind of very mentally down on me myself, and I'm very busy nonetheless today. I've been doing yesterday too for Thursday, Tuesday, and Southern General too. But you get the freaking point. We are back today. And by the way, so the content for YouTube, we're about to speak about the Alicia Fox thing, and maybe the WrestleMania build-up being awful, and the SmackDown being back to 2 hours I want it to be. That's going to come out sooner rather than later, but not anytime soon yet. Not anytime soon yet. There's a lot of shit going on with me. Sorry for cursing there, but I had to do that. Had to freaking do that in all honesty. We're back today, though. We're back today with the podcast. What's on tap for today's No Limits Daily Show? Well, I'm glad you asked. We're discussing WWE Women's Division, frustrated with current booking. Solid general, oh boy. Expecting we want Divas chance, we will move back up on Twitter and Instagram where you want to be. Not that I'm hating the freaking chant. Actually, the women's division has been booked horribly, especially the main roster. NXT not so much. It's more Shawn Michaels, honestly, but we'll get into the report, honestly. Also, former WWE star Sonya Deville breaks silence about departure. And by the way, we're discussing where more Lucas, where's your Raw highlights, your NXT and Dynamite highlights? Well, ladies and gentlemen, those will be coming on the Sunday podcast, my highlights and grades all into one for Sunday podcast. And I'm going to discuss in the podcast on Sunday all the shows. There's only 4 to discuss: Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and Dynamite. So there you go, a little programming out there, to say the least. Need a little programming out to say the absolute least. As my freaking music went off again. Lovely, dude. I really freaking hate technology, you know, man. You're also some former WWE star Sonya Deville breaks silence about her departure from Rebel Wrestling Entertainment. Also, AEW announces date and location for Double Nothing 2025. We're going to be discussing that. Some backstage news. Internal reaction to AEW Collision reign over the weekend, NBA All-Star weekend. Discuss that. Also, Bryan Danielson was backstage at AEW Dynamite Grand Slam last night. Discuss that. Also, some update on SpeedBall Mike Bailey that hasn't debuted on AEW TV. Also, some Kevin Knight has talks to AEW's Tony Khan ahead of free agency. As always, just in wrestling history and quoted to finish off your podcast. As always, thank you for watching No Limits Lucas. Maybe as always, can I say it's No Limits Daily Show. Well, I had changed a little bit of room to my room, honestly. I had to go to my studio now. I'm in my studio now. My little short, soundproof studio, to say the least. So any microphone or anything, because my mom's downstairs feeding my cats and everything right now. So we're stick to my studio right now recording. Okay, let's get back to the regular CM program, shall we? Let's be honest. So I'm going to, you guessed it, the Women's Division frustrated with current booking. There was reportedly frustration among WWE's women's roster over the booking of the division, with talents wanting to be in a more even playing. That is according to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select, discussing a question of Hump that was first asked on the Fightful Select Discord server. Sean Ross said, somebody asked about the women's division, women's booking, I said yes. I have spoken with plenty of women in WWE who are frustrated about the booking of the women with the women in general. This is not a new thing. It's nowhere near formidable 2022 level. Which I'll be honest, it's nowhere near the 2022 level because, like I said, it's remember who's in charge, everybody. It's Vince McMahon is in charge in 2022 and different in 2025 now. At least what you think on paper. Obviously, Triple H hasn't done women any favors. But I feel like he's slightly better than Vince, in my opinion, but let's go back to the report here. But there has more been a situation where the women's WWE performer has reached out to me and said, dude, can you find out if I'm listed internally as a heel or a babyface? And I'm like, damn, okay. I know there have been some Mania pitches that have been been rejected because people are like token tag matches aren't something they are wanting to do. It's obviously true. Token tag team matches are freaking stupid, dude. Wrestling for wild and females. Unless like the tag team championships or what. But we need a lot more women's matches on the show for WrestleMania. It could be like that this year, like maybe have Roxanne Perez and Bailey non-title match. Maybe have Lyra Valkyria defend her women's Intercontinental Championship against like Becky Lynch on that show. Maybe in Chelsea Green. I highly doubt Chelsea Green in WrestleMania, the way she's built up and everything. You know, she's a champion. She's not been built up like a feel like a champion at all, dude. She took an L to Naomi last week on SmackDown, which is not bad on paper, but she's a Women's United States champion. But she's not even being elimination qualifying matches in general for world titling implications, dude. She should not be doing that. She's worried about defending her championship there at Triple H. Just saying, dude. They want things to put a more plan in place in the women's division. The contracts are going up. Viewership is adjusted accordingly for when the women are on screen. It's not a sideshow or anything like that. It's a part of a show. You're adding more titles, add more matches, and all stuff. There's a lot more people that have been parked. For example, I'm not going to say Natalya is frustrated. They signed Natalya. They want to keep Natalya. They had creative plans for Natalya, but then what's Natalya has done since? Hasn't done anything since. Hasn't been at NXT. Hasn't been doing much of anything. End quote. This is right to say. Natalya is just a one-thing example involving the women being badly booked. Natalya is badly booked. And again, like different women, dude. A lot of different women. Hear my freaking chair. I'm very deeply sorry about that for sure. But dude, the women need a lot better booking, dude. It's like, imagine this. You have Shawn Michaels on the main roster booking the women, and Triple H books the men. Imagine what WWE would be like in 2025. To me, they need a lot of different bookers for how to creative. Obviously, you end up being able to be Triple H. I get that. But you need like different creative writers for like the females, the tag teams, and the men's, the female tag teams, and what, mid-card, whatever you name it. I feel like you need those different types of writers. I really do. And Triple H has done no favors to the women's division. He has done no favors. So what? He's created a women's Intercontinental and IC Championship. Or women's Intercontinental United States Championship. Who cares? It all comes down to the frickin' booking, Triple H. What don't you understand that Shawn Michaels does seem to understand for the most part? I'm not saying Shawn Michaels is perfect with women's division. But look at his track record of signees. You got Stephanie Vaquer, you got Julia, you're both your champions for mid-card and what's up respectively. And you got Zarya, you got Jordan Grace just came onto the scene right now last week on Tuesday and this past Tuesday night. And women like that. And you like you saw Ruka on that brand, Cora Jade, Roxy. You're not going to count Roxanne Perez, she's part of the main roster now. But women like that, you get the point. Triple H needs to do a lot freaking better with the women's division, dude. On the main roster. He really just has to. I'm not saying they're a big-time draw into comedy. They certainly can be. But you gotta have better booking for them to even come close to being a big draw like the men. When you and the women no favors, you can't expect to go to viewerships. You just can't. You just freaking can't, dude. You just can't whatsoever. And Triple H needs to do better. Triple H desperately needs to do better with the women's division and Road Wrestling Entertainment. And he doesn't allow them better in general. WrestleMania season has not been good whatsoever. Why do you think I want to originally do a YouTube video this week on how WrestleMania season does not feel like WrestleMania season? That's how I feel. And a lot of people feel the same way. WrestleMania 41 has not been built up like a WrestleMania when it's amped up to be. They're going to be his biggest WrestleMania of all time. Let's say it's every freaking year. Oh, this year's been the biggest WrestleMania of all time. I have not seen a 1 ounce of freaking effort put in this show other than like select few things for Raw and SmackDown, respectively. I just haven't. Unless you like John Cena, what he'd be doing on the show, or Roman Reigns. There's no plans. There's no actually real life like things you know that's going on in the show. I can't think there's one match other than like the one with Jey Uso and Gunther and Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair. But that's based off the Royal Rumble match. That's obvious in general, dude. Those are obvious to begin with. So let's see what Triple H does better to fix this division and everything, because he needs to fix it. Because this division is not it right now for women's division. At least the booking-wise. They have the roster, they have talent to do so, put on great television and crap and matches and segments in general. But it all comes down to the booking of Triple H. And so far, since he's been head of creative, he has not done that whatsoever. Hopefully he can get that better the rest of 2025 and beyond. Speaking of women's wrestling, former WWE star Sonya Deville breaks silence about departure from the company. Earlier this month, WWE informed wrestler Sonya Deville, real name Daria Bernardo, that they would not be renewing her contract, ending a decade-long run with the company. Speaking on the podcast, she co-hosts with her wife, Daria, and Tony Unwrapped. Deville offered her first public comments on the news. "I was shocked," Deville said. "You work somewhere for 10 years consistently or consecutively. You become like a family. It was so unexpected." So it was unexpected in all quotes. Deville revealed that she was in the mindset of negotiating her next contract with the company when she received the call, and when she saw a number she was expecting to be met in the news on an offer. Instead, she was informed that the company had decided to not renew her contract. Though she was surprised, Deville doesn't seem to be harbor or any ill will, which is good to hear. Honestly, it's good to hear. "I had the greatest 10 years of my life," she continued. "The stories on the road, the traveling, the wrestling, and performing. I lived out my dreams, and I could not have been ever imagined." End quote. Good to see Sonya Deville actually good in a relationship with wrestling entertainment in the future. She could be back. I highly doubt it, though. I don't think she's going to go back to W anytime soon or anything. But we'll see. If I give you an update on Sonya Deville in the future, just glad to see she's out okay and everything. I tell you, ill will to WWE and everything. So keep you updated on Sonya Deville what she does in the future for sure. Moving on, AEW announces date and location for Double or Nothing 2025. Double or Nothing was the event that technically started off for AEW. The event has become known as an anniversary of some sorts, as the 2019 event was officially the first pay-per-view ever produced by the company, making the 2025 event the 6th anniversary for AEW. However, there will be something very different about this year's event, as AEW has officially announced that it will not be taking place at its traditional location in Las Vegas, Nevada. Instead, Double or Nothing will take place at the Desert Diamond Arena in Glendale, Arizona. And I'm absolutely thrilled about this move. Right decision, not put this in located in Las Vegas or Jacksonville, Florida, like Daly's place and everything, because it took place in 2020, 2021 due to COVID, I believe. And also 2019, you got 2022, 2023, and 2024 all in Las Vegas. So let's see what Double or Nothing produces and everything. Keep it updated, location, the date in general, which will be on the show and everything. It should be interesting on the show. What type of matches be on the show and everything. So I believe it's going to have a Saturday night's main event for like May something, I believe at least. At least this is something close to the date, I believe. So we keep updating this for sure going forward. Moving on, the backstage news on internal reaction to AEW Collision reign over NBA All-Star Weekend. AEW officials are happy about how AEW Collision Grand Slam Australia did in the ratings, despite airing around 3 hours after its usual time slot due to the NBA's All-Star Weekend. According to Fightful Select, AEW averaged around 500,000 viewers for the show. That's without AEW viewership numbers on Max available. The outlet spoke to sources at AEW Dynamite on Wednesday, who said that the AEW president Tony Khan and others were very happy with AEW's number. I don't know why they're happy with this number, dude. To think they had this pay-per-view in AEW Grand Slam Australia, was once a pay-per-view, got to a TV special, and draw 500,000 viewers. That's a big letdown, if you ask me, for Tony Khan and All Elite Wrestling. Happy with AEW's number, as well as the lead and the buzz around Grand Slam Australia. Fightful reported that the Khan was vocal about believing it won the better stretches of Collision. The company had run Warner Bros. Discovery. Sources told Fightful that there are likely to be more situations like this when it comes to big lead-ins for Collision if they believe the partnership can benefit from it. They ain't benefit whatsoever, I'm telling you right now, dude. This was obviously a BS answer from Tony Khan. How can he be happy about this? Like, this was originally supposed to be a pay-per-view on the same date at a Suncorp Stadium in Australia. Now it got blew to arena in general. Forgot the arena name. Pardon me, I guess. But, dude, how can he be happy about this? This once was a stadium show, one of your biggest events of all of Australia, your first ever Australia-themed show, and you barely could do 500,000 viewers, dude. for a TV special that was originally supposed to be a freaking pay-per-view. That's a big letdown for Tony Khan, if you ask me. Big letdown, if you have my opinion, for sure. Moving on, Bryan Danielson was backstage at AEW Dynamite last night. He may be retired full-time for in-ring competition, but the American Dragon was backstage at Dynamite on Wednesday, according to reports from Peter against our Elite, confirming that Bryan Danielson was backstage at Dynamite in Phoenix, Arizona last night. The outlet noted that this isn't the first time Danielson has been backstage, but they have been told that he's been very low-key on when he's been at shows in the past. I highly doubt he's returning anytime soon, in all honesty. You know he's going to be going after. It's just Jon Moxley and the Death Riders. I mean, that's not a question. He's going after Jon Moxley and Death Riders. If he even returns, I don't think expecting anytime soon, though. The chance that maybe All in Texas, where he could appear, maybe Jon Moxley defends his world title if he was champion by then, I probably assume he will be. My point of dethroning him on that show, you bring none other than Darby Allin, who's out crying on Mount Everest, to say the least. We'll wait and find out then. I probably see Bryan Danielson at All in Texas. He'll be a return probably. And probably basically cost Jon Moxley the AEW World Championship, if you want my honest opinion. We'll keep it updated on Bryan Danielson and AEW World Champion Jon Moxley in the future. Moving on to SpeedBall Mike Bailey hasn't been debuted on AEW television yet. After departing from TNA Wrestling in late 2024, reports state that SpeedBall Mike Bailey has signed with a deal with All Elite Wrestling. However, the former X Division champion has yet to appear for the promotion. Reports in November 2024 suggest that Speedball was set to debut in the Continental Classic tournament, but several months later, there is still no sign of them. A report from Fightful Select suggests that Bailey is now working a work visa sorted, with Montreal, Quebec, Canada, native one unable to legally perform in the United States and without any issue. So one of us people, Mike Bailey, not being on AEW television yet, there is your answer. There's your answer for sure. He's gonna be he's obviously gonna situate and everything. So you update when he debuts in All Elite Wrestling. Keep an update on my spiel on Mike Bailey. I'm a big fan of Mike Bailey. I think he's a very talented professional wrestler, but I don't think he's making a difference in AEW right now. Obviously, not even close. He's not that star power at all, honestly. But I'm a big fan of his. But like I said, he's not going to make a lick of a difference between All Elite Wrestling. Not even close, dude. Not even close to wrestling. But keep an update on him for sure. Moving on. Kevin Knight has talks to AEW's Tony Khan ahead of free agency for him. As usual, it's the case of this year, New Japan Pro Wrestling contracts are all the rage, with several notable stars having their deals expire. Unlike the past years, however, where it likes to AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, Will Ospreay, and Kazuchika Okada have all moved on. There hasn't been any key name, most figure to jump from New Japan to North America, but at least one former champion at least appears to be considering it. Fightful Select reports that Kevin Knight is courting interest from U.S. companies. Knight has been a free agent ever since he and Kushida dropped the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships at Wrestle Kingdom 19, and though he has received an offer from return to New Japan, he has since worked shows in the U.S. and GCW, MLW, Ring of Honor / AEW, where he wrestled AR Fox in a 20-minute match draw in his hometown, Atlanta, Georgia. That matchup may be a sign of something more, as Fightful has confirmed earlier Voices of Wrestling report that Knight has spoke with AEW / Ring of Honor owner Tony Khan and AEW New Japan executive Rocky Romero. After the show, remains unclear whether a contract has formally been offered tonight, though interest in signing for him a full-time contract won't be shocking, as Knight has worked AEW and / New Japan Ring of Honor tapings in the past, including a Ring of Honor taping in Providence, Rhode Island, back in November. Those thinking that this might mean Knight into AEW's foregone conclusion could be mistaken. However, in addition to a mutual interest between Knight and AEW, Knight is also said to have interest in WWE and will be interested in weighing potential WWE options. With the promotions, if possible, at this time, Remains unclear whether Knight and WWE have had any talks. I don't think they have been. I don't think they will, honestly, because I don't think that, like, they need Kevin Knight. And, like, what is he to the WWE audience, dude? At least for New Japan Pro Wrestling, you'd be like, he's at the conclusion with that type of audience. Where he's not about that type of audience, like AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling, basically the same audience, to say the least. Like, keep it updating Kevin Knight going forward and everything. Keep it updating if he isn't elite or he's in WWE for sure. And finally, everyone, this day in wrestling and quoted to finish off your No Limit Series show February 20th, 2025. Starting this day in wrestling is 1995. Shawn Michaels introduced Fleco Sid as a new bodyguard on live and tape editions of Monday Night Raw from Macon, Georgia. In the main event on live edition, Michaels defeated the British Bulldog. I also had the tape-ins of WWF Champion Diesel, defeated Intercontinental Champion Jeff Jarrett, and Lex Luger defeated Tatanka by countout. That was 1995. Moving on to 2005. John Bradshaw, Layfield, JBL retained the WWE Championship against The Big Show in the main event barbed wire cage match at WWE No Way Out. Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio defeat Doug and Danny Basham for WWE Tag Team Championship and Chavo Guerrero. Won the Cruiserweight Open and WWE Cruiserweight Championship as well. That was 2005. Moving on to 2006. Shelton Benjamin was on AEW. Obviously WWE Superstar, ex-WWE guy as well. Shelton Benjamin defeated Ric Flair for the Intercontinental Championship at Monday Night Raw from Trenton, New Jersey, 2006. And finally, staying wrestling in 2011. John Cena won the main event Elimination Chamber match at a WrestleMania WWE Championship title opportunity at WWE Elimination Chamber in Oakland, California. Heath Slater and Justin Gabriel defeated Santino Marella and Vladimir Kozlov. Oh, God. Vladimir Kozlov. Oh, God. I never want to hear that name ever again, dude. That guy was just awful what he did. He was just awful. They defeated Santino Marella and Vladimir Kozlov for WWE Tag Team Championships. And The Miz retained the WWE Championship by pinfall victory over Jerry the King Lawler. So that's the same wrestling. And finally, I want your quote today to finish off your No Limit Series show February 20th, 2025. Quote today, here comes the sun, and I say it's all right by the Beatles band. So that is your quote. I kind of like that quote as well. I'll repeat it again. Here comes the sun, and I say it's all right by the Beatles. That is your quote of the day, your final segment of today's No Limit Daily Show. As always, thank you for watching No Limit Lucas, No Limit Daily Show, February 20th, 2025. And I'll be back tomorrow for more content. No Limit Lucas with maybe do a YouTube video tonight. Hopefully. Maybe I will. I'm not banking on that either. I just been a lot through mentally. I've been through a lot mentally the last couple of days. That's why I haven't been recording much of a podcast or anything else. No YouTube content, no anything else, and honestly, it's been freaking rough. It's been rough. I'm already prepared for Tuesday. I'm going to go for my biopsy results for my liver cirrhosis to confirm that as well. I'm already preparing for that, boys and girls. Keep me on your prayers. I just hope it's nothing bad. I hope if it is liver cirrhosis, please, I hope the guys like the early stage. I heard there's 5 stages of it. I'm also hoping to be a 0 or 1 at the very, very latest, or earliest in general. At 2 to the very max. Anything over 2, I'm very, very stunned, and I'm very, very hurt, heartbroken, and everything else. But hopefully that's not the case, and I'll keep you all updated on that for sure in the coming weeks and coming days as Tuesday prolongs for sure. And thank you all for watching No Limit Lucas, No Limit Series Show, February 20th, 2025. Catch y'all tomorrow, probably more likely, for No Limit Series Show, February 21st, 2025. Until then, take care, everyone.